Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me. Let's see. Okay, so it is recording. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm still going to be recording everything as we are doing this. And I have, like I said, I'm going to be doing this live stream and actually doing the recordings and everything with you guys as every week, at least every week, once a week as much as I can, because when I work on tracks, I like to kind of pump them out, after a little while. I want them to be done so that way if I go to perform or something, um, I can I can make sure that it sounds good, right? So I think we were working on a track before called Soul Food. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you guys so you can see. All right, so here we are. So we're going to share this screen. Let's see if we can do it the right way. Okay, so let's do a window. All right, so we'll do this one first, okay? So you guys can see everything. And let me do this, actually. Let me see if I can actually bring this to the... I wonder if I can actually... Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can move this to the left of the screen. Let's see. Hold tight, you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay today. A lot of crazy stuff happening, recently in the news and stuff, and just crazy stuff. Like, I just hope you guys are doing okay and you're happy and you guys are making art, creating art, hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your family, and just kind of really feeling the good vibes that people are giving right now. There's just a lot of crazy stuff. Like, we really need to stick together, because if we don't, it's going to be really hard to get through the day. So let me try and see if I can share my screen here. All right. Oh, I guess this isn't gonna work. All right, we'll try regular screen. We'll try regular screen. Let's just do that, because it'll be much easier to do everything the right way. So let's try this, you guys. I'm just trying to figure out the proper setup so that you guys can watch what I'm doing. It's just really hard because I just started using this I just started using Melon, so it's a little difficult as far as the sharing the screen. I'm so used to using Zoom and stuff. All right, so let's do this. Let's see. Oh, there's options. Okay, so let's put me on the other side of the little kitty over here. So let's do that. All right. So here's where we left off with the track. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it so you guys can hear the whole thing and see if we need to add anything else to it, because I think we kind of left it at a good spot. And I know that we started out with R&B, and then we did a little bit of drum and bass, and I did talk about doing a good transition. So if you're ADHD like me, or you just like to be able to play multiple genres in one track, especially if you are really into mixing loops and sounds and not borrowing music or vinyl or using vinyl. If you want to have a change in your track, it's good to have a transition. So then that way you're not people aren't just dancing in the moment and then they're like, wait a second, now it's changing. So you want to have a good bridge in between that change of movement, that transcendence between both of your tracks. So I'm gonna play this full track for you guys, and like I said, with Amplify, uh, it really doesn't have unlimited time. for you to play like Ableton. Like I think Ableton probably has a time cap, but I'm sure it's like over an hour, maybe a little longer, whereas Amplify has only 15 minutes. So you could, when if you're performing with Amplify, you can just hit these loop buttons and just let it play and just kind of read the room, and like, you know, depending on how long your set is or how long you want to play the music for, you know, or the environment that you're in, you know, you can click on these little loop buttons and that'll let the music play until you click on the next one. And then you know, so you manually do have to do that. And for people that are that are dancing and watching you perform, it does make it look like you're doing something too. So you don't really want to just press play and then like just stand there. It also helps if you know how to use a mixer, if you know how to use a keyboard or any other actual like hardware that you can play around with while the music's playing. That always is a good thing. I wouldn't recommend you have to like buy some expensive turntables. You can borrow stuff from electronic stores. You can borrow stuff from Guitar Center. You can buy stuff on Amazon that's affordable. You can buy mixers that are like this small. You can get MIDI cord or MIDI controllers if you want to control it, you know, to kind of change the sound. So there's a plethora of things at your fingertips now that you can use to make music. What I was doing was I was making music online, so I was going on websites and using digital synthesizers, digital mixers. I was doing everything on my computer. So now I'm going to be focusing on like trying to get some hardware so I can actually start like manipulating. I do have a keyboard. Let's see if I can find it here. I do have a keyboard, so it's an Akai keyboard. And let's see if I can hold it up. Just do a little thing here. So it's an Akai keyboard, and it basically has like the pads right here, and it has the keys right here, and then it does have little knobs and stuff that you can use to control it. So it's kind of awesome because you can still control like your sounds with it, and then it also has an ability to work with different softwares, and you can download, and you can also upload sounds and stuff to it, so it'll just stay on there forever. So you can accumulate like over like 2,000 or 3,000 like sounds and loops and stuff. So that's just what I want to do in the future. Right now, I'm just using Amplify, just doing this. I'm using Splice, which I love. So when I share my screen, I'm going to see if I can share. Let's see if I can add something to it because it's not letting me. Let's see if I can share multiple things on here. Let's see if I can do the desktop. Let's see how that looks. Does that work? No. All right, so we're going to share one at a time. I won't be able to really be sharing both Splice and Amplify, and that's fine. I just want you guys to kind of see Amplify and see how that works, and just kind of hear the music on it. So let's do that. And I'm going to move this guy over here. How do I make it? You guys, you have to bear with me because it's like so weird. It's so difficult here. All right. How do I oh, I see. I can rearrange. Drag, double click. Okay. Okay. I like this little kitty though. It's really cute. Drag to reorder. How do I drag it? This is so weird. Okay. All right, so we're going to do this. So let's go ahead and play this track so you guys can hear it.
That you would come along. That you would come along.
And so the reason why it only plays one time like that, everything has a different loop, right? Different loop time. So like sometimes it takes a little longer for it to end, and then you have multiple loops, multiple sounds that take a little longer. So whatever takes the slowest, those loops will repeat themselves until that one slowest loop will finish. So this is the transition into the mix. And I told you that, guys, that I don't use a lot of mixes all the time. Sometimes I just I have a little trouble maybe putting something together, or I get a little stumped. So I find a mix that can like kind of uh, set the new mood for the next part of the track. I rarely use mixes. I usually like to put stuff together to create my own mix or my own track. But if I were performing this track, and we got to this part where she was saying, if you would, since you have come along, I actually would have still been playing the drums, and then I would have stopped. I would have actually turned the volume down on the drums. So let's do an example.
That you would come along. That you would come along. Baby, come on. Belonging is the music of our sphere. 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 In the music, in the music, in the music, in the music, touch the sky, be free, powerful, in the music, in the music, in the music. In the music.
All right, so I just realized now that that these tracks obviously repeat themselves. So if we want to go halfway, like from where it leaves off in here, uh, it does it finish, right? So we don't really want this one to repeat itself. So let's try this part. Let's play this again.
In the music. In the music. In the music. In the music. Touch the sky. Be free. Powerful. In the music. In the music.
All right, so we can pretty much go right here. So let's All right, so I kind of like that. So we basically just created a different like style of audio. So like we have the full mix here, right? So it starts out because like the mixes with the mixes, like they're on a loop, but they already have their own drums, they already have their own percussion, they already have their own melody, whatever it is, right? So it's a full mix. So we shortened it, right? So we shortened it to be a little bit more of the end of the actual song or mix, and then this one we went back to like a different part of it. So based on the other audio choices that you have, you don't have to use a whole mix again because it just sounds like it's on a loop at this point. You want it to sound like someone really did sing to this music, and then you're just using selected parts of that of their audio and putting it into a track that you made. So it's almost like I had someone in the recording studio singing, right? To the whole to that one mix of music, and then I can just take bits and pieces and add it to other sounds. So like let's listen to this again with the full one. And then we'll play all three of these mixes right here. So you'll be able to hear like that it sounds more organic than just a whole mix over and over.
Feel love in the music. 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 Touch the sky. Be free.
Was that transition again? So I'm only gonna have it be like a start because obviously you don't want it to loop. Like that just sounds weird. So here's the next part. So that's the other transition, or like uh, yeah, like just a different kind of transition into the next. So I'm glad that like I did this with you guys. Like I'm kind of glad that I do this with you guys because I can kind of like check myself before I wreck myself and just figure out like, okay, if I'm using a mix, I don't want it to be like a whole freaking loop sometimes. Sometimes I just want it to like be a filler for my actual track. So I'm glad that I went in and like kind of spliced it up a little bit because it just makes it sound more organic. And I could have gone any direction, I didn't have to like it doesn't matter. But I'm just glad that I like changed it up a little bit because if I was performing it, I wanted to sound like someone's there singing or it was recorded like someone actually sang and I just took the parts of the song and like put it with my own sounds. So I'm learning as I go here. So like I'm sharing this with you guys because I want to learn myself and I also want to help you guys if you need any help. I'm not an expert. I'm just learning and I'm very new to this. So I'm doing working with what I have and I make music because I'm bored or I'm happy or I'm sad or just took a shit or whatever it is. So I can't stop doing it. I feel like it really calms me. It gives me inspiration for the rest of my day or the day at the next day because I mostly do this at night and I have good support. My husband, he supports me in my ventures because I was never really a 9 to 5 person. I did do that before, but I don't know. I'm always looking for a way to express myself. So it's either painting or making music or photography or videography. So I've been able to balance what I feel like is important at this very moment or that very moment, but I'm also committed to what I do. I put everything into it. I put my whole world into it. And I mean, what else do I have going on besides, obviously seeing my family, seeing my friends, and doing what I love? So let's continue with this and we can see if we can add some more. So it's almost done here. Let's see if what else we can do with this.